Welcome. Today we're going to dive into the digital world. It's a place we all visit every single day, but we might not really think about how it all works. We're going to look at websites from two angles, as a user and, believe it or not, as a creator. So let's get right into it. You know that feeling, right? It's this huge, sprawling digital landscape. There are literally millions of pages, endless links. It's so easy to feel a little overwhelmed. But what if you had a map and a compass to navigate it all? What if you could tell the good stuff from all the noise? Well, that's exactly what we're going to figure out today. So let's start at the very beginning. What even is a website? The easiest way to think about it is like a digital book or a magazine. It's just a bunch of pages that are connected to each other, and they're filled with all sorts of things. Text, pictures, videos, and, of course, links that can whisk you away to other pages. It's basically our main gateway to pretty much everything on the internet. Okay, to get around in this digital world without getting lost, you're going to need the right tools. And here's the good news. Every single website you visit actually gives you a built-in toolkit. Let's take a look at the essential tools you'll find on your journey. Now, this is a really key idea to grasp. Websites aren't just static pages that you stare at. They're meant to be interactive. They're designed for you to explore. Learning how to use these built-in tools is really the first big step to becoming a confident digital navigator. First up, let's look at the menu bar. Just think of this as your map. It lays out all the main sections of the website. You've seen them: home, about us, products, and it lets you jump straight to the page you want. It's your big picture guide to what the site has to offer. And if the menu bar is your map, well, then the search box is your compass. This little thing points you to the exact information you're looking for. So instead of clicking around from page to page, you can just type in a word or a phrase and find all the relevant stuff on that site. It's an amazing tool for getting what you need fast. And then you have interaction buttons. These are those powerful little tools that let you actually do stuff with the content. You find an amazing article and you just have to send it to a friend. That share button lets you do it in a snap. Or you see a video you want to watch later, the save or favorite button has you covered. They really help you organize and pass along the cool things you find. So now you know how to get around a website. Great. But just like in the real world, not every place you visit online is, well, trustworthy. The next skill for any digital explorer, and it's a huge one, is learning how to tell the good sources from the not-so-good ones. And this is a really critical question. We are just bombarded with information all day, every day, which makes it super hard to separate what's real from what's not. But don't worry, there are some pretty clear signs you can look for to help you figure it out. This slide breaks it down perfectly. See, on the left, you've got your reliable sources. They're usually connected to well-known places. Think universities, government agencies, or major news organizations. Their whole goal is to give you accurate, checked information. Unreliable sources, on the other hand, well, they're often a bit mysterious about who's running them, and they can be filled with misleading stuff or even just plain false information. Here is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. A site like the Egyptian Knowledge Bank is run by a huge, reputable organization. They have a very clear mission to provide educational materials and solid, verified info. This is the kind of resource you can feel good about trusting. So, how can you check a source for yourself? Just use this simple 3-step check. First, check the owner. Who's behind the site? Is it a respected group or some anonymous person? That matters. Second, check the facts. Read the content with a critical eye. Does it seem well-written and factual, or is it full of mistakes and crazy claims? And finally, check the address, the URL. Does it look legit? And here's a pro tip. Addresses that end in .gov or .edu are usually pretty reliable because they belong to government or educational institutions. This simple check can save you a lot of headaches. Okay, a website can be reliable, but that doesn't automatically make it good. A good website is also easy and even pleasant to use. So let's talk about this last piece of being a smart web user, how to spot a quality site. There are really 3 key things to look for. A great website has an attractive and organized design that kind of makes you want to stick around and explore. It's also super easy to navigate, using tools like that menu bar we talked about so you can find what you need without getting frustrated. And finally, it uses simple, clear language that anybody can understand. This slide shows just how beautifully these things work together. See, an attractive design grabs your attention and organizes everything in a way that makes sense. Then, the clear content delivers the information without any confusion. When you put those two things together, you get a website that's not just useful, but actually a pleasure to use. So far, we've learned how to be a really smart consumer of stuff online. But what about flipping the script? What about becoming a creator? In this last section, we're going to switch gears from exploring the web to actually building your very own little corner of it. The tools that let you create and share your own stuff are more accessible today than they have ever been. You don't have to just sit back and consume information anymore. You can actually add your own voice to the conversation. So why would you want to create a website? Well, it's a fantastic way to share your ideas, your knowledge, or maybe even your school projects in a really cool, dynamic way. It's a powerful platform for showing what you know with a mix of text, images, and videos. And here's the best part. You do not need to be a coding expert to do it. There are super user-friendly tools out there like WordPress and Google Sites, and they're designed so that pretty much anyone can build a simple, effective website without writing a single line of code. But, and this is a big one, with this power comes responsibility. Everything we just learned about being a critical consumer, the importance of being reliable, clear, and accurate, all of that is even more important when you become a creator. Your goal should always be to give people information that they can trust and use with confidence. So we've covered the basics for your digital journey. You now have the tools to get around any website, the skills to figure out if it's credible, and even the power to create your own online space. The only question left is, where will your digital journey take you next?